Well, Brown back with you in the shack, M7WJO. If you're on the airwaves, I like to have a little chat with you there. But just thought I'd make a video tonight about latakia or latakia, depending on which side of the river you're from. The so-called latakia bombs of tobacco and what they are, and also give a little shout out to a friend of mine on YouTube, Paul Gilson, who very kindly gave me a shout out tonight, and I always will respond. Incidentally, if there are any other pipe channels out there watching, kind enough to give my relatively new channel, or new on the pipe front, a shout out, then I will always be happy to reciprocate. So latakia and latakia bombs, just been smoking tonight in my Savinelli Alligator, which is a lovely pipe that I've smoked from new. It's got a lovely balance to it. Absolutely delightful pipe, and of course, as you probably know, the Savinellis take the filters. Some of them 6mm, some of them 9mm. I use the 9mm balsa wood filters that you can get for those. So, latakia bombs. What is a latakia bomb? Well, I suppose we've got to think about English mixtures. The quintessential English tobacco mixture will be a combination of either Virginia or Cavendish with Orientals and latakia. I obviously include in this my mixture 965, Nightcap, and a huge number of other tobaccos that will come under the general category of an English blend. I won't go into Scottish blends tonight, but you can read up about that. There's slight differences, but the English blend, the classic English blend, will be a mixture which will have at the forefront Orientals and latakia by different degrees depending on the blend, which is what gives the classic English blend its traditional flavour profile. So what is a latakia, or latakia if you're posh, bomb? Well, as its name would suggest, I mean, there's no such thing. It just implies a blend which contains a lot, generally a predominant amount of latakia over anything else. Now, there are people out there who will smoke a pure latakia with nothing in it. I must admit, I do enjoy that myself on occasions. But it is an acquired taste, and it's quite strong. You know, latakia is quite an oily and dark, strong tasting tobacco, so it's generally used as a to be mixed with other tobaccos. So I'll give you an example of what I think an English blend that is a latakia bomb would be, and that is Commonwealth mixture. I'm going to tin down here. Samuel Gawith. Now, Commonwealth is a 50-50 split between straight Virginia and latakia, so it's 50% latakia, and I do enjoy Commonwealth. Another blend that I'm aware of, but I've never actually tried because it's an American one and I've not been able to get hold of it, is something called Pirate Kake, and I believe that is if it's not a 50-50 blend, it's very high in the latakia stakes. So that effectively is what it means for a tobacco to be or a blend to be a latakia bomb. just a high quotient of latakia in the tobacco. Now, unfortunately, latakia does not have a particularly pleasant room note, so it's not the sort of tobacco which is ever going to be favoured by the other half. Sometimes I'm kindly described as a smell of burning electrical flex. I don't personally find it quite as bad as that, and other kind of descriptions, but it is a very, very strong, heady, musky, thick smoke. The Cyprian latakia is I find particularly enjoyable, but there are other latakias that you can find. So that's just some thoughts on latakia. It is one of my favourite tobaccos, and like I say, I do like Commonwealth, which is quite strong. It's 50-50 latakia Virginia blend, and I do enjoy that. So coming on with a shout out now to my friend Paul Gilson. You'll find him on YouTube. He's got a pipe channel which I've been following for a number of years really, but I've only started really doing the pipe videos relatively recently. So he very kindly put a shout out tonight, and I just watched his video, so I've come into the chat to make this one, because I always say I will always reciprocate if somebody's kind enough to do that. And I urge you to have a look at that particular video, because it's an interesting one. As you may or may not know, Paul's recently moved into a new place, and he's got some observations and comments about the power of words, which I find very, very interesting. Of course, generally we think about this when words are used negatively, and it interests me as a former hypnotherapist how important the words that we use are. Not just in terms of the words we are actually communicating to other people, but also the words that we tell ourselves, the words that we feed into the old grey matter, whether those are positive or negative. The mind is chattering all the time, and sometimes it is a good idea to take a step back and actually think about the words that we are actually feeding in to ourselves, if they are particularly positive or indeed negative. And also important to remember how important words are when we're out and about in the community. How we're all aware of or perhaps we're not as aware as we should be of an ill-found remark or a criticism of somebody. Just in the blink of an eye can bring that person down for the whole of the day, and in some cases may really get stuck in their brain and really worry them for a long period of time. Just something we've said in a cursory throwaway remark. So I think that's a very interesting observation that Paul's made there tonight about the power of words. How important it is to keep those words as positive or as aligned with your intent, with your true intent, as you can do, rather than just to lapse into the general tendency we have to just go into habit and say things without thinking about what we're actually saying. So yeah, think before you engage gear. So thanks very much, Paul Gilson. Check him out on YouTube. Lots of lovely smokes you can have with him, by his new fireside he's got there, and he's got some very interesting things to say about pipes and tobaccos. So there we are, the latakia blends. Do you enjoy them? Do you like the latakia? Do you find it a bit too strong? And what, in your opinion, is a latakia bomb? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear. So till the next time, Bert Brown, in the shack, M7WJO, you know where to find me. Thanks, Paul, and I'll catch you later, guys.